Hey church, it is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020, and I woke up today, today's a special day. Today at Concordia Seminary in St. Louis, my alma mater, Pastor Nate's alma mater, Pastor Mike's alma mater, is call day. Now, if you haven't been around for a while, you might not know what that is. Most of you probably do. Call day is the day that vicars receive their placements every year, and many years, St. John's has received a vicar placed here. It's also the day that new pastors get their calls. And so that means for me, this call day marks 1 year since Kelsey and I found out that we were moving back here to be with you all here at St. John's. And so it's a really kind of a special thing for us. It's our call-anniversary, if you will. And it's an incredible thing for lots of reasons. We get to look back at this year and all the relationships that God has allowed us to come back to, the new relationships with new people that have started for us since we've been back here, but just the work that God has done in this place, even in this short year, this year that's gone so quickly. It's just been an incredible thing. Surely he is doing his work through so many of you, and we're just so blessed that we've gotten to be a part of it. Now, it's also an exciting day because God is doing huge things in the church at large, right? He's doing things all over the country and indeed all over the world through the church workers that he'll plant today, that he'll put places today. And it got me thinking about this part of the Gospels where Jesus sends out 72 of his disciples to go do some work. And he says this is in Luke chapter 10. He says, after this, the Lord appointed 72 others and sent them on ahead of him, 2 by 2, in every town and every place where he himself was about to go. So Jesus was going to go there. And he said to them, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest and send out laborers into his harvest. And so our job as the church is to recognize that the harvest is plentiful, meaning there are so many hearts and souls of people who are there and whose Jesus' message is for. And those, of course, are the people that we need to be most concerned about getting them the message. And so it's our job to pray that God would send them people. Now, sometimes that'll be people like me, a pastor, or Pastor Nate, or Pastor Mike. And certainly the office of the holy ministry is something that God has chosen to do for the leadership of his church. Other times it's going to be people like you, just telling the message of the gospel, just in really simple and concise ways, saying, I don't know a lot, but I know that Jesus died for me and that he rose again and that I have life in his name. And that's this awesome thing we get to do today while doing this one other thing. And that's praying for the church at large. Now, we've seen this kind of, a surge of health in the church, I think, during this coronavirus period, and that many people are turning to God in prayer. They're turning to each other for fellowship, for help. Churches are getting the message of the gospel out via the internet in ways like we've never done it before, and it's an incredible thing. But we know that there will be some time coming when things get back to kind of normal, and we pray then that even though the harvest is plentiful and the workers are few, God will send workers out into the church, into the world to do his work. So if you want to reflect on Call Day with me today, I'm going to be watching it via live stream, and that's going to be pretty cool for us at St. John's because Vicar Ben Akers from last year will be receiving his call today. And he and Amber are going to find out where they're going. Tonight at St. John's, we have our starting point class will go live at 7 p.m. At 8 p.m. is Call Day, a live stream. So I'm going to include a link for that if you're getting this via email, the links below, YouTube links below, Facebook links below. For Call Day, you can do that, and then be watching later today for our starting point class email. That'll be coming out too. God's peace be with you today, church. The harvest is plentiful, and the awesome thing is that God is using people like you and like me to go and to reap this harvest for him, to bring people the message of the gospel that they might have life in his name too. Love you, church. So good to be here 1 year later. God's peace. Bye.